Hey guys, welcome back to Rogue Duelist Trade, where we talk about upcoming Yu-Gi-Oh product and whether or not we should be investing our money in order to profit. So today we're going to talk about Duel Overload. I know we talked about Duel Overload in our last video, but this time we actually have the full set of what's going to be coming inside of this product. So what I'd like to do now is go back to our RDT model where we made an analysis as to whether or not we should be investing in the product and looking at some of the information we do now have, which is pre-sales, understanding the current cost for cards that are being reprinted, and making some strong assumptions to the price of those reprints to see whether or not, even in worst case scenario, will we profit. So before we get into our adjusted analysis on Duel Overload, you like Yu-Gi-Oh product investment videos and you want to see more content like this? Like this video, subscribe to this channel, and hit the notification bell so that you can be updated every time I upload a new video. And guys, I would like to hear from you. Please leave a comment down below as to whether or not you agree or disagree with some of the things I'm going to be talking about today. And I would also like to get ideas from you guys as to videos you would like to be seeing in the next few weeks. One thought that I had was the new tune set that's going to be coming out. I'm thinking that might be our next video. If you guys want to see something different before then, let me know. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So just a few days ago, Konami had some Yu-Gi tubers in the UK open up some boxes of Duel Overload where we're actually able to find out the full 100 card set that's coming in Duel Overload. Now, as you can see here, we have the full list. So 56 of the cards are brand new to the TCG and 44 cards are reprints. So we're gonna go into the pre-sales and we're gonna go into the current value for these cards that are being reprinted, and we're gonna look at the lowest value for these cards. So if there's a common version, we're gonna look at the common version, because I believe looking at the lowest cost version compared to the ultra rare that's coming out of Duel Overload reduces our risk if we assume worst case scenario by looking at the lowest rarities. And if you haven't seen our last video, click the button above my head. Go ahead and check that out and jump back over here if you'd like. There's a lot of content that we go through in there, and this is going to be in addition to that video, so don't miss out on last week's video. So guys, if you don't understand the RDT risk model, go look down in the description below and you'll see a description of what all of these key metrics mean, which basically helps us measure the set and determine whether or not it's high or low risk for us to be investing our dollars into this product. So if you've seen our last video, we almost gave Duel Overload a perfect score in most of these metrics. The only ones where we weren't able to give a perfect score was current card support buyouts and value. We put a 4 because Trap Trick Sarah, because of the new Trap Tricks Genelicia that's going to be coming out in Duel Overload. Her price skyrocketed pretty quickly as soon as Jerome leaked that there is going to be some Trap Trick support coming out of Duel Overload. Now, I would like to show later in this video, we do have some other cards that we can look at that are likely connected to the full set release of Duel Overload. Now, the other one that I also think is probably going to be changing after we have our discussion today is product value versus cost. Now, if you remember in my last video, I talked about in each box you're getting 5 packs, 5 cards per pack, and it's $30 a box. So you're getting 30 cards for $30. It's $1 a card. That's very high for your cost per card ratio. I would like to talk about the value that we're actually getting in this set with all of these really strong reprints and all of the great OCG imports that we're getting into the TCG. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump over to a new website that I discovered called YGO Red. You're able to go and build a deck on their website, and it'll also tie it to TCG Player and would tell you how much it would cost in order to build that deck at the lowest rarities. So I was actually able to plug in all of the reprints in YGO Red. So that's going to give us an idea. If you're going to get one of every single card, 44 reprints, how much value is it based on the current lowest rarity cost for these cards in the market today? If you look here, lowest cost is almost $426, and that's just if you are able to get one of each of the reprints in this set, which is 44 cards. Now, if you're buying a case, I believe you're getting 300 plus cards, although there may be a chance you might not be getting some of the higher chase cards such as Sign Up Mining, Infinite Impermanence. You can see right away the value in these reprints, guys, is really high. These are cards that are definitely more than $1 in the marketplace on average. Now, in order to make this low risk, what I would like to do is take this overall number and take 25% of it. We're gonna be seeing a lot of these cards going far under what they currently are in the marketplace from previous sets. But I would like to look at this as an overall average instead of looking at every card individually, and that should give us some confidence as to whether or not we are going to be getting our value back from this set, and again, profit. So I'm going to pull out this calculator here. We're going to take 426, and because we want to err on the side of caution, let's assume this product is only going to be 25% of the current worth in the marketplace. Almost $107 that we're getting, and that's assuming that you get one of each of the reprints in the set, which is 44 cards. I would say on average, we're probably not going to see the cost being 25% of the current cost. You're going to have cards like Sign It Mining, Infinite Impermanence, that's going to bolster up the prices overall for the set. You are probably going to see some cards in here, such as Double Evolution Pill perhaps, where that might actually be significantly less. Maybe it is going to be $1 card. But regardless, on average, we should expect that we are going to be getting a lot of value from these reprints. So like if we assume 25% for the current value of these cards, let's go ahead and divide that by 44. That's $2.42. Guys, we're paying $1 a card, right? So we're getting $2.42. To me, is erring on the side of caution for most of these reprints. That's amazing. And there's a lot of cards that are coming from the OCG to the TCG that are going to be changing the game as we know it, with or without Master Rule 5 coming up, because a lot of these cards are actually going to be supporting strategies for Exes, for Fusions, for Synchros, for Pendulums. Don't want to get you guys too excited. Definitely do your own research, make your own decisions. Do not make this decision based on this video alone. You got to make sure that you feel confident making this purchase, and you got to do your own research to do it, guys. Okay, so I want to quickly spend time on some of the cards that I think are worth pointing out. We do have pre-sales set up on TCG Player. I would always make the recommendation to you, do not purchase pre-sales. And again, this is an investment channel. If you're not going to be investing in buying cases or multiple boxes for a product, I would recommend that you buy singles, but do not buy pre-sales. Pre-sales is always going to be very inflated. There are some cases where it might be a steal and you might want to go for it if the vendors aren't seeing the value for those cards. Take that with a grain of salt, but mostly the cards are going to be inflated and you want to wait for the product to come out, wait a couple weeks. Hopefully there's not a big tournament or event that's going on, because after you wait that couple of weeks, you're gonna start to see that the set pricing is gonna start deflating. So anyways, let's go ahead and start digging into this. So Crystron Halki Fibrax, or better known as needle fiber, currently sitting at about a $47. I would say it actually could be around here, might drop to about 30. I don't see it going below 30. Crystron is gonna be a very big chase card. Predaplant Verdict Anaconda, again, this is gonna be another chase card. I see this probably sticking between the 20 to 30 pricing mark. Union Carrier, I feel this should be in the same rankings as maybe the Predaplant or the Crystron, maybe minus 20% of what their pricing ends up being. This is gonna be very meta relevant. I would jump to this right now, and this is again going to one of our metrics from the RDT model for current buyouts for card support. This card is not necessarily supposed to be card support for Union Carrier, but it is. If this card is equipped to a card, your opponent cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck. Guys, this card was like 25-50 cents before Union Carrier was announced in Duel Overload. Now it's sitting at about $2.50. But this is a perfect example that people are very excited for Union Carrier. Traptrix Genelecia is sitting at $12.42. She may also be like a $5-8 card. And then if Traptrix starts seeing some meta relevance, she might skyrocket to like a $15 card. It really is going to depend on the ratios of the set. Relinquish Anima, I feel this card might go up in value if it starts seeing meta relevance. Essentially, it's a Thousand Eyes Restrict in link form. It's sitting at about 13. It's probably going to drop to about $2 to $5. It's kind of hard to say right now. Triple D Abyss King Giglamesh. I actually feel the price will be at about this, maybe less. Again, because of the price displacement from the set, and there's a lot of value. Maybe this might actually drop to about a $3 to $5 card. Sky Striker Ace Zeke. So this is like the first Link 2 Sky Striker monster. Now, Sky Strikers aren't seeing a lot of meta relevance, but with the new Master Rule coming out and a new ban list, we see Engage come back to 1 at least. Sky Strikers might start seeing more play. So this card might be something to hold on to. Even though this is a pre-sale, I would imagine it might be pretty cheap. If it's cheap enough and you're able to make your money from the other cards in the set and still profit, this might be a card that you hold on to and wait to see what happens in the meta in the upcoming ban list. Lib, which is actually one of the new links, is sitting at 5. Man, there's cards that we just don't know yet, like what they're gonna do to the meta. I feel like there's a lot of cards that are being undervalued for the OCG imports, and only time's gonna tell. There's probably gonna be a lot of cards in this set, once they start seeing meta relevance, are gonna go up, which is gonna be crazy. People are gonna start looking for Duel Overload unopened boxes, and gosh, the unopened boxes are probably going to go up in price if these OCG imports see a ton of meta relevance. Extra Hero Infernal Device are sitting at $5. I think from what I understood, he could be short printed. I don't think a lot of people pulled him from the YouTuber session where they're opening Duel Overloads. This is a card I definitely want to call out, Ancient Gear Ballista. This card is really good because if this card's link summon, you can add an Ancient Gear monster or Gear Town from your deck to your hand. And if you activate Gear Town, which is a field spell, and if that card's destroyed, you can special summon a Ancient Gear monster from your deck to the field. Now, the remaining effect from Ancient Gear Ballista, you can target one spell trap you control and one face-up monster your opponent controls, destroy that card you control, and if you do, change that opponent's attack and defense to 0 until the end of the turn. So you can destroy your Gear Town, reduce your opponent's monster's attack to 0, and special summon a monster from the deck. I mean, that seems pretty good. And if you go, and just on the topic of buyouts for current support, Ancient Gear Golem, its ulti rare, got completely bought out. You can't find anything for more than $225, which is crazy. If you look at Card Market, which is the European version of TCG Player essentially, that card, it's only sitting at like 35 euros. So in North America, we have all of our ulti rares bought out, which is interesting to see. Guys, another card, Artifact Dagda. This card is only sitting at about $5 for pre-sale right now, and maybe when the set releases, it could be even less than $5. I mean, this is one of the OCG imports that I feel has meta relevance. I mean, as a quick effect, you can set an artifact monster from your hand or deck to your spell and trap zone as a spell, but destroy it during your opponent's next end phase. I mean, that's pretty crazy. You can get Scythe on the field very, very easily just by link summoning with 2 monsters with different names. 420 seems really low. So looking at current card support, buyouts value, again, 5 is very high, 4 is high, 3 is medium, 2 is low, 1 is very low. I mean, I feel this is probably going to go up more in the future. I feel like it's even leaning towards a 5. I think I'm going to keep it at 4. I would like to see more evidence before we boost that up. But product value versus cost, I put a 1 before. Looking at all the reprints, considering all the OCG imports that we're getting, a lot of them are very good. I kind of want to put this almost as a 5, but I kind of want to say it's a 4. And if it is a 4, that's a 94.5% on our risk model. I feel the risk on this set is very low. I feel the getting return on this product is very high. I feel there's a lot of product in this set that actually might be worth holding on to because the value is not going to be really known until we start seeing these cards played in the meta, especially the OCG imports. The reprints, I would say those are all cards that we should probably go and sell immediately. Cards like Predaplant, cards like Crystron, those are cards that I would sell fairly quickly, but it depends on where these cards come out in their pricing, such as Union Carrier and a lot of the other OCG imports. We may want to sit on them and wait and see what happens in the meta and see if the pricing for those cards go up a lot. Now, we do have to consider the Master Rule is changing, so you would want to make sure that those cards will still be great support with the new Master Rule, with links no longer being necessary. Those cards just need to be really good generic support for an archetype and make them do really well in the meta. So yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Yeah, this is gonna be a great set. I'm very excited. I wish I bought more cases. And if I find some available in the next week, and if I feel comfortable financially to make an investment, I would love to buy another case. So guys, if you like this video, again, make sure you give me a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and leave comments down below. Let me know what do you want the next video to be about, Do you guys agree or disagree with this set? Feel free to ask questions. If I'm able to answer them, I'd be happy to. Thanks for joining the discussion, guys, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one.